bestbookbits.com presents the official TED Guide to Public Speaking by Chris Anderson, published 2016. Since taking over TED in 2001, Chris Anderson has shown how carefully crafted talks can be the key to unlocking empathy, spreading knowledge, and promoting a shared dream. Done right, a talk can electrify a room and transform an audience's worldview. It can be more powerful than anything in written form. This invaluable guide explains how the miracle of powerful public speaking is achieved and equips you to give it your best shot. There is no set formula, but there are tools that can empower any speaker. Chris Anderson has worked with all the TED speakers who have inspired us the most, and here he shares insights in everything from how to craft your talk's content to how you can be most effective on stage. This is a must-read for anyone who's ready to create impact with their ideas. The written summary can be found on our website, bestbookbits.com. So without further ado, I bring you the book summary of TED Talks. There is no single set formula for a great talk. Any attempt would be seen through and the audience would know it is not genuine. A key part of the appeal of a great talk is its freshness. Your only real job in giving a talk is to have something valuable to say and say it authentically in your own unique way. As a leader or as an advocate, public speaking is the key to unlocking empathy, stirring excitement, sharing knowledge and insight, and promoting a shared dream. Ideas aren't owned. They have a life of their own. The fear of public speaking is one of the top fears because it puts our reputation on the line. We are hardwired to care about how others perceive us. One of the most important things is to be authentic and be yourself. Play the role of who you are. If you can give a talk to your friends at dinner, you can give a TED Talk. Once an idea is formed in our mind, nobody can take it away from us without our consent. Your number one mission as a speaker is to take something that matters deeply to you and to rebuild it inside the minds of your listeners. Style without substance is awful. Style without substance is awful. Common traps: 4 talk styles to avoid. The sales pitch. This happens when speakers are here to take, not to give. The ramble. If people are going to give you something precious, they can't get back their time. You must prepare beforehand to show that you value it. The organization bore. Your organization is only fascinating to you, not anybody else. Don't spend your time talking about it and how amazing you think it is. The inspiration performance. The intense appeal of this standing ovation can lead aspiring speakers to do bad things. They may try to copy inspirational speakers, but only in form. Inspiration can't be performed. It's an audience response to authenticity, courage, selfless work, and genuine wisdom. Bring those qualities to your talk and you may be amazed at what happens. Don't dream of being a rock star speaker. Dream of something much bigger than you are. Go and work on your dream as long as it takes to achieve something worthwhile. Then humbly come and share what you've learned. The through line. What's your point? Think of a talk as a journey that the speaker and the audience take together with the speaker as the guide. But if you want the audience to come with you, you have to give them a hint of where you are going and then be sure that each step of the journey helps you get you there. The through line traces the path that the journey takes. The first step is to identify where your audience is coming from, knowledge-wise or situationally, so that you know where they are starting from. You have to take the time to do at least 2 things. Show why it matters, such as the question you're trying to answer or the problem to solve, more experience to share. Flush out each point you make with the real examples and stories and facts. To provide an effective talk, you must slash back the range of topics you will cover to a single connected thread. A through line that can properly develop. You cover less, but the impact will be significantly greater. Less is more. Less is more. The secret to a great talk is the deleted word. For it to be a great talk, you must take your ego out of it and let yourself be a delivery vehicle for the ideas themselves. Ken Robinson's talk format. A. Introduction and getting settled on what will be covered. B. Context. Why this issue matters. C. Main concepts. And D. Practical implications. And E. Conclusion. There's an old formula for writing essays that says a good essay answers 3 questions. What? So what? Now what? If we were talking about a heavy subject, it's okay to frame the talk in a way that will make your audience feel uncomfortable as long as they are prepared for it. However, you must be wary of the compassion fatigue if they become emotionally exhausted from too many of these heavy topics. You can get around this by thinking of your talk as not about an issue, but about an idea. An issue-based talk leads with morality. An idea-based talk leads with curiosity. An issue exposes a problem. An idea proposes a solution. An issue says, "Isn't it terrible?" An idea says, "Isn't that interesting?" It's much easier to pull in an audience by framing the talk as an attempt to solve an intriguing riddle rather than a plea from them to care. The first thing feels like a gift being offered, the second feels like an ask. Most important of all is to pick a topic that lives deep within you. Talk about what you know and love with all your heart. People want to hear about the subject that is most important in your life, not some random subject you think will be a novelty. Knowledge can't be pushed into a brain, it has to be pulled in. Knowledge can't be pushed into a brain, it must be pulled in. Before you can build an idea in someone else's mind, you need their permission. To make an impact and lower their barrier, there must be a human connection. To establish a connection, make eye contact from the very start. To make a connection, show vulnerability. Part of the evolutionary process of laughter is to create social bonding. When you laugh at someone, you both feel you are on the same side. It is a great tool for building a connection. Don't try to tell jokes. What you're looking for instead are hilarious but true stories that are directly relevant to your topic or are an enduring, humorous use of language. Tell anecdotes relevant to your subject matter where humor is natural. The best humor is based on observations of things occurring around you and then exaggerating or remixing them. Have a funny remark ready if you flub your words, the AV goes array, or the clicker doesn't work. The audience has been there and you instantly win their sympathy. Build humor into your visuals. You can also have the humor to be the contrast between what you are saying and what you are showing. Use satire, saying the opposite of what you mean and then revealing your intent, though this is really hard to get right. Timing is critical. Have the courage to pause for a moment and without looking like you are fishing for an applause. If you're not funny, don't try to be funny. Test the humor out on family, friends, or colleagues. If they aren't laughing, change it or spike it. When you can pull together humor, self-deprecation, and insight into a single story, you have yourself a winning start. Stories that can generate the best connection are about you personally or people close to you. Tales of failure, awkwardness, misfortune, danger, or disaster, told authentically, are often the moment when this new shift from plain vanilla interest to deep engagement. Narration, that irresistible allure of stories. The stories told back in tribal times helped expand people's ability to imagine, to dream, and to understand the minds of others. Storytelling brought social status to great storytellers and actionable insights to great listeners. What are the elements of a great story? The classic formula is a protagonist with goals meets an unexpected obstacle and a crisis results. The protagonist attempts to overcome the obstacle, leading to a climax, add to finally a denouement. There can also be interpretations and plot twist. When it comes to sharing a story from the stage, remember to emphasize 4 key things. Base it on a character your audience can empathize with. Build tension, whether through curiosities, social intrigue, or actual danger. Offer the right level of detail. Too little detail and the story is not vivid. Too much and the story gets bogged down. And with a satisfying resolution, whether funny, moving, or revealing. Priming. Any metaphor or linguistic device that intuitively makes the conclusion seem more plausible. You haven't really memorized your talk thoroughly until you can do an entire other activity that requires mental energy while giving your talk. Scripted versus unscripted. Practice and rehearse either way. Script and memorize the opening minute and closing lines. It helps with nerves, confidence, and impact. Narrative symmetry. A talk built carefully on a thorough line can deliver a pleasing conclusion by linking back to its opening. Nerves are not a curse. They can be turned to great effect. Make friends with your nervousness, pluck up your courage, and go. It's essential to be authentic on stage. The key takeaway is to simply inject variety into the way you speak based on the meaning you are trying to convey. You want to speak conversationally, injecting curiosity and excitement when it's appropriate. Imagine you meet up with friends you went to school with and you are updating them with what you've been up to. Losing an audience by going too fast is rarer than losing an audience by going too slow. For the most part, oration, which is a specific art form, is not appropriate for public speaking. Have a powerful stance when standing still. If you want to move, then do so, but move intentionally. Stop when you want to emphasize a point and address your audience from a stance of quiet power. Learning to present your ideas live to other humans will prove to be an absolutely essential skill in modern society and in the future. Knowledge versus understanding. In many fields, knowledge is becoming more specialized. Understanding, however, moves in the opposite direction and requires pursuing the unification of knowledge. The key to understanding anything was to understand the context in which it sat. Ted reflected the reality that all knowledge is connected into a giant web. In the future, instead of needing specialized knowledge, which can be easily assessed and outsourced to robots and automated, we are going to need contextual knowledge, creative knowledge, and a deeper understanding of our own humanity. New ideas form when we spark off each other and learn from each other. Now, for the first time in history, it's possible for anyone on the planet who has access to the internet to summon to their home the world's greatest teachers and inspires. YouTube and the interconnectivity allowed for a global laboratory of dance innovation in the past decade. This has caused the art form to evolve at such high speeds. He calls this phenomenon crowd-accelerated innovation. Online video provided two things: visibility of the best talent in the world, massive incentive to improve on what was out there. Presentation literacy is going to be an important life skill for the years ahead. A speaker once said, "The secret of happiness is to find something more important than you are and dedicate your life to it." What we share is far more profound and meaningful than how we differ. And that's a wrap on TED Talks. Subscribe to our channel and take a look at the hundreds of book summaries uploaded previously. To find hundreds of written summaries, check out our website, bestbookbits.com. And for hundreds of audio podcast summaries, find us on mixcloud.com/bestbookbits. If you want to get involved in our channel and assist in sharing knowledge, connect with myself by dropping me an email at info@bestbookbits.com. Thanks for watching and listening, and have yourself an amazing day. Take care.